Tell you what I got going on here. I have some chili stock right there. It's about 3 pounds of pinto beans. It's been in that pot for about 2.5 hours or so. I've been seasoning it as I've been going. No, I haven't put any tomato paste in it or any acids because the beans will not cook. If you try to cook dry beans in acids, the beans just won't cook right. And I just cut some chicken breast up here. I'm getting it to brown. I cut it up in very small pieces. So I'll just turn this off here. Since it's already cooked, I don't want to burn it. And I put a bunch of spices in there. I put in the pot there that's been cooking for simmering for about almost 3 hours, probably 2.5 hours. I'm going to taste it again here. Just put that back on the burner there. It won't burn now. So I'm going to taste test this here. I have some carrots. I have 1 carrot, 2 large jalapenos, about 3 pounds of beans, and tablespoon of basil, tablespoon of oregano, about a ½ teaspoon of chili powder, a little bit of thyme, some cumin. I have about a tablespoon, almost a tablespoon of cumin. Lots of garlic. I probably have about 3 or 4 tablespoons of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of minced onions, and I even put some dried onions in there too, a little bit of dried onions, and lots of ground black pepper. So I'm going to do the taste test here. Very, very hot lid here. So it's been simmering for a few hours. So I'm just going to see if the beans are done here. And what I'm going to do with half these beans, I'm going to take half these beans. Just going to do a little taste test here. Just a couple beans. And I'm going to take a taste test of the broth too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more water in here, water it down, and then take that broth, put it in 1 container. I'm going to separate it first, just into a pan or in a container to have it cool down. I don't want to put it in the containers that I'm going to put it in the freezer with, because it'll melt the pans. It'll melt the dishes. Perfect. Perfect consistency and perfect taste. So what I'll do is I'll take some of this out of here. And this is just a cooling pan right here, right? I want it to cool before I put it in. And I don't want too much liquid in there. All right. I only want to do the beans. I only want to freeze the beans alone, and then I'll freeze the liquid separately, just for later on use, just as a stock for some more. So that's about, I'll put a little bit more in there, a little bit more beans, and I'll drain it. I'll drain it here. And the broth that comes from cooking these beans is very delicious. Very good broth for another day. I'll freeze it. Let it cool down. I won't be putting it in those plastic containers quite yet, because this Tupperware container will take the heat a lot better than those cheap cheap ones will. So I'll what I'll do is I'll put the chicken in right now. I'll put a little bit more, take a little bit more beans out there. Try to have an end. I don't know how. It's a stem from jalapeno. So just try to drain it a little bit here. So I'll just do the liquid too a little bit. Now I'm going to taste test it again here. Taste test it again. Just to see see what I have to do, just so I know how spicy it is when it's in the freezer. Perfect. I have not put any salt in it. No salt. Only what I've told you, the ingredients, what I've told you. So I'll let this cool down here, and I'll put a little bit of chicken in there too. I'll put just a little bit of chicken in there. Just for that starter. So I'll just take all this chicken here and put it in my chili for this time around. It browned just perfect. So chicken in every bite, right? And I put some garlic in this pan here too. That's what that crunchiness is on the pan there, but that's good. Okay, now I will stir this up here. I don't want to stir it up too much because I don't want the beans to start mushing around on me. So I still have the heat on. So I'll just let that come up to a simmer there, and I'll probably put some liquid in here. Put some water. I put two large bouillon cubes in there too. I'm gonna test the beans here. Just take another taste test of the beans, just to make sure that they're done. They're almost done. They're pretty much done. Yeah, they're perfect. So I will have to put just a little bit of water in there. Just a little bit of water in there. Stir it and then taste test it. Stir it and taste test it again. I left the seeds in the jalapenos too. Those were some pretty hot jalapenos, so this is spicy. I didn't put a lot of chili pepper in it though. I did not put a lot of chili pepper in it. So this water is just in case I need to put some more in there. Yeah, I have to water it down just a little bit. Probably a little bit more. Right there. Perfect. Now I'll stir it and taste test it. You always want to be taste testing your beans. You don't want to just, you don't want to wing it, you know. I've spent a lot of hours making this stuff, so I want to be really freaking good. Freaking perfect, man. And now, what I'll do, go like this. I'll take some of this, and then I think I'll take half of this right here. Half this. You don't want to cook tomatoes with dry beans, right? Because tomatoes have a lot of acid in them. Even tomato paste or some pasta sauce, you don't want to cook them with dry beans because the beans just won't cook. They'll turn out really hard. So what I'll do is I'll just put half this can right here. Half this can into that pot there. And it should make it really good. This lid will come off here. This lid is just not wanting to come off here. There we go. Okay. So, I'll just scoop it out here. And this is hot salsa too. I don't want to get too much liquid in there. This can be really good salsa, I'm telling you. I would say about half this can here, maybe a little bit more than half. That should be good. And I'm not going to put this tomato stuff in the beans there. I'm not going to freeze that. mix this up here. See what we got for taste here. I might have to put a little bit more taste in there. I don't want to over flavor it, right? Because this the salsa, you know, it was under flavored before I put the salsa in there, so it's gonna be beautiful. Chicken in every bite. Maybe not, but I got chicken in that bite. Oh yeah. Yeah. Boom. The perfect chili. Right there. That's what I'm talking about. So I'll let this cool down, and I'll put this in these two containers here and freeze them for a later date. Yeah, bring it. So, yeah, just turn that on. It already is on low, pretty much low. And I could put just a little bit more in here. I could put just a little bit more of the salsa in there and get away with it. I will use the salsa for something else. The rest is salsa. Yeah. Stir it up with the spoon here. Yeah, bring it. Just all kinds of floaty stuff in there, like lots of garlic. It tastes really good. Even the carrots too in there. I put a little bit of onions in there too, and a couple tablespoons of minced onions. Lots of garlic. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. It took me quite a while to sort all those beans out too, to check for stones. I don't want any surprises in my chili. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for watching.